Hi, I just had to come on and talk about something that I've been reading, or actually not reading. I've been listening to the audiobook, let's be honest, because I don't always have the time to sit down and read something right now. But I'm listening to the third book of Dust from Philip Pullman. I've read or listened to the other two. And he's also the author, of course, of His Dark Materials. And they are wonderful books that explore all kinds of concepts, philosophical, esoteric concepts that I find fascinating. You know, when you find a piece of fiction, a work of fiction, and there's a real truth in there, you feel, well, that's what I find when I read Philip Pullman's books. And the third book of Dust, of course, is all about dust. Now, in Philip Pullman's worlds, his dark materials world, dust is it's actually a form of consciousness. It is consciousness, but it's particles. It's almost ionized particles. And I loved the fact that quite recently I've been listening to scientists who are talking about plasma, because we're really being bombarded with loads of plasma from the sun right now, massive solar ejections. And of course, there's Three Eye Atlas, which some people say is plasma, is a conscious plasma individual organized organism. So I'm just finding all this fascinating because consciousness for a lot of people is something just kind of wishy-washy that you know it's a bit like spirit. You can't touch. It's not tangible. It's not a thing. But actually, it looks like consciousness is a thing, and I love the way that Philip Pullman's books actually describe it. So dust, and think about it. I've heard plasma being described as ionized particles in space that are conscious. So I love the fact that often fiction can reflect reality, even before maybe even people have thought about that reality. Some people just seem to have that prescience that they can weave into a fabulous story, and Philip Pullman's a master at that. So consciousness, yeah, it's made me think about that a lot lately. What is it? I think, and I'll go along with a lot of scientists that I've been listening to, watching recently, is ion in space anyway, ionized, electrified, whatever you want to call it, particles, energized particles, which we actually benefit from. And so if you think about us as electrical beings, we are electrical beings. If you think about all the plasma that's being bombarded on Earth, then we are going to be energized by that too. And then maybe our consciousness is being raised by that. Well, a lot of people are saying just that. Our consciousness is rising right now because of the energetic frequencies rising on Earth, thanks to, in part, this bombardment from the sun. Of course, the sun is the giver of all life. So consciousness is a thing. We can see it, we can measure it. Follow me for more on this because there's a lot more to be said on consciousness. Thanks for watching right now. Speak to you soon.